right?
Uh, Hello, welcome to class. You guys can go ahead and unmute yourself and turn your cameras on. We'll get started here in just a minute. I can't wait to see all your smiling faces in a virtual classroom. We should have a few more students joining us. And make sure you put your first and last name in your name, and then also to let us know that you're here, type in your name in the chat. So type your first and last name in the chat, kind of like a way for us to record attendance. Thank you, Madison. So we should have more than 4 students joining us. So hopefully.
Yeah, there definitely should be more in this class.
Yeah. You go by Maddie, right?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Is this your first Zoom or have you done one before?
This is my first professor Zoom. I just came from an open tutoring Zoom.
Oh, okay, cool. How did that go? Was it good?
Yeah, we kind of just went through like how to read the schedule and just fiddle with some things on Canvas and stuff. So I know it's super confusing, like trying to figure it out by yourself. So we went through that. Also went over just some questions from module 1 as well.
Cool. Sounds good.
I think Ish is supposed to be in here with us too, with me to help monitor the chat, and
Yes. Okay.
he should be here soon.
Sounds good. Okay, we got another student. Hi, Dennis. So just a little background. I know I might be repeating myself to stuff that you guys have already seen, but first thing you do when you guys log in, you put your name in the chat room. You make sure you put your name, first and last name correctly. And then the other thing we do is we take our cell phone. Anybody know what we do with it? By the way, these are my kids from like a year and a half ago. Do they look like they love each other? Because sometimes they don't. But what do we do with our phone? Anybody know? Yeah, we put it away so that it is not a distraction. So I will put mine away, except I do kind of need to keep track of time because sometimes I can talk for longer than I should when it comes to math. So mine's gone. Okay, the other thing we should do is make sure we can see everybody. So turn your camera on. And then I like to have everybody unmuted, assuming that you don't have a ton of background noise, a neighbor's dog barking or anything, just because I want this to be as close to a classroom setting as possible. In my classrooms, I like students to interact, participate. I do not want this to be like a video that you're just watching, because if it is, it's going to be really boring because all I'm doing is talking about math. So I want you guys to engage in the conversation, okay? So thumbs up, we're all good. Unmute. Thank you. Awesome. Hi, Destiny. Make sure we put our camera on. And I'm repeating myself for some of you, but make sure you also put your name in the chat as a way for us to kind of take attendance and see who's checking in and so forth. Okay, if you need to like take a short little break, you can put your little coffee symbol up, but make sure it's quick so you come right back and you don't miss too much. So, so again, cell phone, if you have your cell phone, I already put mine away, but when you log on, you show us your cell phone right away and then show that you are putting it out of reach so that we are all completely engaged and focused to make the most of our time together. So I'm going to go ahead and start. We're already 5 minutes in, so hopefully a couple more students will be joining us, but I'll go ahead and introduce myself. I'll let Maddie introduce herself, and then Ishmael is supposed to be joining us as well. And so if he's able to get here soon, we can have him introduce. So I am Professor Calisher. Welcome to Stats Sim 2020. Just a little background about me. Born and raised in Southern California. I went to college in Texas, but it was really hot there, so I came back. And I taught high school for 9 years, and then I started teaching part-time at a local community college, and I realized college is so much better. And so I've been teaching here at Cerritos College now for 6 or so years. I've taught different levels of math, and one of my favorite ones to teach is statistics. It's a really cool subject that is really interesting. It's got a great flow and a great pace, and to be honest, you guys are so fortunate to be in this class because of all of Professor Conley. I'm sure you know who Professor Conley is. She's put in a ton of work into making this a really successful course for all of you and for us instructors. So I really hope that you all take advantage of all of the resources that we have here for you. Okay, so again, make sure, if you haven't yet, for those of you just joining us, cell phone, show us your cell phone, then show us that you're putting it aside. Thank you. Make sure you put your first and last name on your screen, and then also make sure you put your first and last name in the chat, okay? And I also like students to be unmuted so that way we can participate and have a semi-normal type of dialogue with each other, okay? So I gave my little introduction, by the way. Obviously, I am here at home. I have 2 children, which if you were here at the beginning, you saw I showed pictures of them on my phone. So they may interrupt me. They know not to. At least today, I have them watching TV so that hopefully I can give you my full attention. But they may wander on and off camera occasionally, so my apologies. Okay, so that's it about me really for now. So Maddie, can you go ahead and just introduce yourself in case any of these students aren't already familiar?
Yeah, so my name is Maddie. This is my first year doing SIM with Cerritos College. I'm really excited to help you guys pass stats. I love stats too. I'm currently getting my master's degree at UC Irvine in public policy with an interest in quantitative research. So that's fancy stats. I went to undergrad in New York, around Niagara Falls, Buffalo area, came back, it was too cold. Yeah, and I was also an assistant volleyball coach for Cerritos College a couple years ago. And hey, Madison. And then my dad is also the head basketball coach and also one of the coordinators of this SIM program. That's me.
Awesome. Very cool. Okay, so obviously we're athletes. Okay, maybe I shouldn't use were, but I kind of am. I like to run, not marathons. I'm not there yet. Half marathons. I'm a runner. When I was in high school, I was never good enough for college. Never. But when I was in high school, I did track, cross country. My mom made me do swim one year. I'm much better on land than I am in water. So I definitely respect your hard work ethic. I know with the perseverance that you put into your sport, that we can translate that into the classroom. You guys will have a really successful semester. So, so why don't we go around, just say hi and your name. Obviously I can read your name, but why don't you also tell me so that I can get to know you what sport you're in and anything else. So I'm gonna start with Serena. Hi, Serena. So tell me a little bit about yourself and what sport you do. I can't hear you. Do you have the sound on?
Yeah, it's on.
There we go.
Okay. I play softball.
Awesome. Very cool. So my son is obsessed with baseball. And I originally said, like, that sport, like, it takes up a lot of time, but I have learned a lot. So what is your favorite position in softball?
Third base.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, welcome. Okay, next we have Angelina.
I play women's water polo.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Very neat. I don't know much about it, but I do know a little. I know it's tough. You have to be really tough for that sport.
Yeah.
There's sometimes stuff that happens under the water. Okay, next we have Joshua.
Hello. My name is Joshua, and I am a wrestler.
Cool. Awesome. Well, welcome to the class. Dennis, you're up next. Hi, Dennis.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I play basketball.
Awesome. Very cool. Again, I don't know much about the positions of basketball, but maybe I can find some ways to incorporate basketball. You know who will? Professor Conley will definitely find ways for us to incorporate basketball into this class. She loves basketball. Okay, next we have Madison.
Hi, I play volleyball. That's
awesome. Very cool. And next we have Destiny.
I play soccer.
Oh, okay. I should have mentioned that I did play soccer as a kid from when I was 5 to 15. And I also helped coach my 7-year-old daughter's soccer team. And so, again, coach, because they're like little. But awesome. Sounds good. Okay, and last, we have Miranda. Hi, Miranda.
Hi, I play softball.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And, since I know a little bit about that, what's your favorite position to play?
I play all infield, but like my favorite's like I think shortstop.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And a few years ago, I would have had no clue what that meant. Thanks to my son, I am learning. Okay, now we're going to get started on the stats, but I do think it's good for us to get to know each other and feel comfortable with each other to participate. So give me just a second. I'm going to just stop my video for a second, and I'm going to bring up a PowerPoint to just kind of like help us review all the topics that you guys have already been introduced to. So give me just a minute. Oh, shoot. Let me try this again. So can you all see, oh shoot, hold on, I forgot, I need to do one more thing so that I can see all of your faces while I'm going over this. Okay, awesome. Now, one other thing before we get started is make sure, just for future reference, we should be sitting at some sort of a desk. We should have paper, let's see, paper, pencil, some sort of organization just for taking notes, because even though you already have your modules and all of the different things to access online, I might tell you guys some important details that you'll want to write down. First stuff, there's a ton of terminology. And so if there's some keywords or phrases that I give you to help you remember the terminology, you'll definitely want to jot that down for future reference. Okay, so can we all see the PowerPoint? It says module 1?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay. So the first thing we're going to look at is we'll discuss what is an observational unit and variables. So an observational unit is what is it that you are observing, right? Are you observing people? Are you observing a plant? So again, it's what item or object that you're observing. And your variable, a lot of times in math, we're used to our variables being our letters, right? But here, our variables referring to what are those things that are varying. Okay, so example number 1, you might have to help me with the reading because I have all your faces up so I can see you, but I can't read everything on my screen. So it says, recently, my son and I planted a tomato garden in our backyard. We collected information about the tomatoes. Now I can't see the rest of it. So Serena, can you read the rest for me? We collected information about the tomatoes, and then what does it say?
Collected information about the tomatoes harvested from the plant. My son noticed that the tomatoes had different weights, even though they came from the same plant.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so you need to read through that, and while you read through it, I want you to think about what is the observational unit in that little blurb, and then what is the variable. Okay, so I'll give you guys a minute, and yes, I do randomly call on you, but we're a small group, and by the way, it's totally okay if we get something wrong, because that's when we kind of open up our discussion, so we can explore the idea a little bit more. Okay, so I'm gonna just start picking on you. Angelina, you're first.
Observational unit would be the tomatoes.
Exactly. It's what the item that we're observing, right? And then what is the variable for the tomato that we're observing? Joshua?
The weights or the sizes.
Exactly, the weight or the size, depending on how we're measuring it, right? That's what can vary. So just kind of here now, I show my answers, right? The observational unit was the tomatoes. I can't see it all. And then the variables. Oh, shoot. Is the weight. Okay, so just a further explanation. So because those weights of the tomatoes vary, that's why we call them variables. And then, let's see. Dennis, can you read the next bullet point for me?
Because of the weight of the tomatoes vary, they are called variables. You want me to read the second one too?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, one goal of the research is to learn the causes of variability.
Exactly. So with statistics, a lot of it goes hand in hand with research. So again, one goal of research is to figure out what are the different causes of the different variabilities. Okay, and Madison, what's the next bullet point say?
For tomato plants, we can learn to grow plants that yield the best tomatoes.
Exactly. Now, are we always going to be guaranteed once we figure out some of the different ways to get the better tomatoes? Can we always guarantee we'll get the best tomatoes? No, right? But it increases our likelihood if we can figure out that. Okay, so now we'll look at variables. So for right now, we have two different ways we can categorize our variables: numerical or categorical. So numerical is pretty simple to remember, because what do we see in the term numerical? We all see numbers. Okay, so I want you all to participate. So we're all going to unmute ourselves. So when we think of numerical, the key word is numbers. So when we think of numerical, what do we think of?
Numbers.
Numbers, exactly. And then categorical, we see the term category, right? So a category could be like a color, or it could be like a type of car. Is it an SUV? Is it a sedan? Is it a, I don't know, what other types of cars are there? A truck, right? So numerical versus categorical. Okay. So for the next one, it says determine if the following variables are numerical or categorical. So I'll give you the, I think I have 3 on here, and then I'll just randomly pick on you guys to help me figure out whether it's numerical or categorical. So we have gender, temperature, I can't read what it says, but I remember, number of days that a college student has studied in the last 7 days. Did I remember it correctly? And then the last one is zip code. Okay, so destiny. What do you think? Gender, would that be considered numerical or categorical?
Categorical.
Exactly. Okay. Miranda, temperature, numerical or categorical?
Categorical.
For temperature?
Oh, no, numerical, the numbers, sorry.
Exactly,
Sorry.
it's a number, right? Now, if somehow we were to say, is it hot or cold? Absolutely, that would be categorical, right? But if there's a number associated to it, then we would definitely say that it's numerical, right? So by the way, has anyone been outside yet today? Anyone?
Yeah.
Is it hot or is it cold?
Hot.
Hot. What is it, like 80?
Yeah.
Okay, right? So that's definitely a number. The next one, let's see. By the way, let's all say hi to Ishmael.
Hello.
Ishmael, I'm going to pause here just because now I noticed that you just joined us. I'm going to give you a minute to just introduce yourself to the rest of the group here.
All right. My name is Ishmael Albert. I'm a student at Calisher Long Beach. I'm a civil engineering major, and I'll be your mentor this summer.
Awesome. Well, thanks for helping us out. Okay, let's see. So I'm going through the list. Serena, I'm back to you. The next one was number of days that a college student studied in the last 7 days. What do you think, numerical or categorical?
Numerical.
Absolutely. And our goal is by next week, if I asked you that, you would all say 7, right? 7 days out of 7? That's the goal?
Oh.
Okay, and the last one, Angelina. Zip codes. What do you think, numerical or categorical?
Numerical.
I threw you a curveball. So I apologize that you were the guinea pig with the curveball. So with the zip code, right, whether your zip code's 92708, I can't remember what zip code we have here at Cerritos College, right? But a zip code is a number. But in this case, the number is actually more of a category, right? Our number is telling us where that particular location is. So in this case, by the way, I forgot I have all my notes here, so you can jot them down if you need to. Zip code would actually be categorical. So not every time that we see numbers will it be numerical, although most of the time it will be. In this case, the zip codes are telling us more of a category, so it's categorical. So any questions on our first group of examples? We're all good? Okay. Example number 3, here's the table for you all to look at. Again, I can't read everything that's at the bottom of it. So Joshua, can you read the bullet point in blue for me?
Yeah, sure. The table above presents a group of selected countries and information regarding these countries as of July 2014. Identify the observational unit variables, and then parentheses, type of variables and data.
Awesome. Okay, so what are the variables, and then what are the types of variables, and then also data. Exactly. Perfect. By the way, we all know data is
Information.
oh yeah. It's gonna be a good semester. Okay, so the first thing we want to identify is the observational units. So Dennis, I'm back to you. Dennis, what are the observational units? And if you need time to look at take your time.
The group.
Say that again.
Like the country.
Exactly. Yeah. The observational units are the different countries we have. So we have Australia, Canada, France, Morocco, Poland, Sri Lanka, and the United States. Perfect. So the next thing is, what are our variables, Madison?
Would it be the government type?
That's one of them. Yep.
And the life expectancy?
Perfect. Any others?
Population?
You're right. Perfect. So those are the different variables, right? Government type, right? We don't all have the same type of government, right? So I guess Australia is considered a federal parliamentary democracy, Canada, constitutional monarchy, and so forth. So that's a variable. Then life expectancy, obviously we know that varies, and then our population is all different for the different countries. So perfect. Okay, and the next thing is, what type of variables are those? So Destiny, what type of variable is government? Is it numerical? I'll help you. Is it numerical or categorical?
Categorical.
Exactly. Miranda, what about life expectancy? Is that going to be numerical or categorical?
Numerical.
Perfect. And Serena, what about population size? I can't hear you. Are you talking?
Numerical?
Yeah, perfect. Numerical. Excellent. And then the data. Can we see where the data is? Right? The data is the information that this table is giving us. So it's all of those different numbers. And it's all the information that we're able to get. Perfect. And then here are all the answers. Okay, so any questions so far? Thumbs up? Okay, let's see. I think just a quick reminder, make sure I can see your whole face in the camera so I know that we're all engaged and paying attention to making the most of our time together. So our numerical variables, right? We think of numbers, but there's two different ways we can categorize our numerical variables. We have discrete versus continuous. So discrete, I like to associate it with like numbers. For example, if I ask you how many people do we have in our Zoom session right now, how many people would we say? How many people do we have here?
10.
10, exactly. Would we say there are 10.25 people?
No.
No, right? Would we say 10.27 people? No, people are countable, right? It's like a finite number of people. So that's a discrete numerical variable, the countable, okay? And then continuous would be where you're measuring to a certain level of accuracy. For example, if I talk about my height, you guys have no idea how tall I am. I could totally say that I'm 10 feet, well, obviously I'm not 10 feet tall, but I could say I'm whatever feet tall, but I'm 5'7" is what I would normally say. But if you really measured my height, am I exactly 5 feet 7 inches? Anybody? What do you think? No, right? When we get measured for our height at the doctor's office, right? They always round to the nearest inch. But I think, at least when I was in high school, maybe I've shrunk, I was like 5'7" and maybe a half. But even if I was 5'7" and a half, am I 5'7" and half an inch? No, right? It depends on how accurate you're going to be measuring my height. Is it to the nearest 10th of a decimal place for an inch, or a hundredth, and so forth? Okay, so discrete, the key word we should be jotting down. Do you all have your paper? Show me your paper. Oh, you guys are such good students. The key word for discrete, anybody remember what the key word for discrete is? Anybody?
No decimals.
That's true. Yeah, no decimals is a good way to remember it. How I like to associate it is it's countable, right? When I'm counting people, or I'm counting how many eggs a chicken has hatched. Sorry, that's an example I remember from a textbook years ago, right? Things like that, that would be countable. And then continuous, it's measured to any certain level of accuracy. So oftentimes it could include decimals. Okay, so going through all of that, take a look at example 4. Determine whether the numerical variables are discrete or continuous. So the number of heads obtained after flipping a coin. Now this is where I can't see it anymore, but I think it says the number of cars that go to a drive-through for in and out from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Did I remember it okay?
Yes.
And then the last one is, I can't read it. Who did I leave off on? I think, Dennis, I called on you last. So Madison, can you read the last bullet point for me?
The distance a 2020 Tesla Model 3 can travel in city driving conditions with a full charge.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys like a minute or so. I want you to jot down. What do you think? Write down, is it discrete or continuous? Again, you'll notice that these are all numerical. So again, to be more specific, are they discrete or continuous? So I'll give you a minute to jot it down, and then we'll go over our answers together, starting with Destiny. Okay, and I'm not missing anybody, right? I noticed there's a Logan mentioned in the chat. Is Logan still here or not anymore?
He left
Okay,
and didn't come back.
got it. Well. Okay, did I give you all enough time? Oh, shoot. Okay, what do we think? Destiny, I said I was going to start with you. Can you see the group chat that I am looking at, or can you just all see the PowerPoint?
Just a PowerPoint.
Perfect. Okay. So Destiny, the number of heads obtained after flipping a coin 5 times. What do you think?
Discrete.
Perfect, because it's countable. What's the maximum number of times we could get heads if I'm flipping a coin 5 times? Everybody? What's the maximum number of heads we could get?
5.
Exactly. What's the minimum number of heads we could get? Everybody? What's the lowest, if I flip a coin 5 times, right? What's the lowest number of times I could get heads?
1.
0.
0, exactly, right? So notice my outcomes could be, I could get a 0 heads out of 5, I could get 1 head out of 5, 2 heads out of 5, 3, 4, or 5 out of the 5 flips, right? So they're all countable numbers. So very good. Okay, next one. Miranda, you're next. The number of cars at the In-N-Out drive-through.
Discrete.
Perfect. Again, cars, like people, are countable. Very good. And, okay, I'm switching up my order. Now going to Angelina. For the Tesla and how many miles it drives before the charge runs out. I can't read the words, but Angelina, what do you think?
Continuous?
Exactly. Can you justify your thinking as to why you put continuous?
Because they could be like, it's not an exact number.
Exactly, right? If I say that I can get 300 miles on a charge, am I getting exactly 300 miles?
No.
Right? It could be like 303 miles and I'm just rounding to the nearest 100, or 303.25. So it depends on the level of accuracy. Excellent. Okay, what does that say? I can't read my screen.
Further review.
You all talked at once, which I love, but I can't. But you can read it, so that's good. Okay, the next example. When can, oh gosh. Give me just a second to get rid of this chat. So hold on 1 second, and then I can see my screen better. Okay, by the way, any questions so far before I move on? Thumbs up, we're all good? It's almost like we're in the same classroom together, right? Almost.
Yeah.
Thank you, Destiny. Okay, when considering the purchase of a home buyer is concerned with, these are things that they'll think about, right? The price of the home, how many rooms it has, whether or not it has a pool, maybe, especially during the summer. Pools would be nice. Then I can't read the next one. So Madison, what does that next bullet point say?
The number of schools within a 5-mile radius.
Oh, that's good, especially if you have kids, something to consider. Let's see, Destiny, can you read the next bullet point for me?
The distance to the nearest freeway.
Definitely important. Well, when I used to be driving into work. Let's see, Miranda, what's the next one say?
The city is in. The city it is in, yeah.
Perfect. I guess I could have read that one. I saw most of it. Let's see, Serena, what's the next bullet point?
The year it was built.
Excellent. And then Dennis, can you read the directions at the bottom for me?
For each of the variables above, determine whether they are numerical or categorical, and if numerical, specifically whether it is discrete or continuous.
Perfect. Okay. So no pressure. I'm going to give you guys like 5 minutes. On your piece of paper, I want you to jot down whether it is numerical or categorical. And then if it is numerical, specify whether you think it's discrete or continuous, and we'll discuss it. So I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes, okay? So go ahead. I'm going to go check on my kids, so I'll be right back. Okay, and when you guys are done, if you can give me the thumbs up, either the virtual one or a real one, just so I can kind of know when we're ready to go over the answers. So do you want to know how to give me the thumbs up, like a virtual one? Thank you, Madison. I think you can also do it if you go to, I don't know if it's on the chat, but you can also do one. There's another place where you can do it. Awesome, awesome, thank you. Okay, I'll give you one more minute. Okay, let's go over the answers. I cannot remember who I left off on. Thank you, Angelina. Perfect. Okay. Miranda, I'm going to start with you. The price of the home. What type of variable is that?
I put numerical.
Perfect. And then as far as price goes, what do you think?
It's continuous.
Okay. So to be honest, we're starting off with the trickier one because you could definitely argue it either way, right? When we see a home listed for sale, normally it's rounded to make it more discreet, right? So normally like a home's listed for sale is like 250,000. Again, that would be great, but in Southern California, that may not be realistic. But let's say it's 250,000. So in that sense, you could argue it's either one or the other. And sometimes in statistics, it's not so much as the answer right, it's how you justify it, right? So you could easily say it's continuous because when you look at purchasing a home, and most of the time people are getting a loan with the home, and you get into like your interest rate and all of that, you end up paying, you know, decimal points, and you have a certain level of accuracy to the dollar. So again, it depends on what your justification is. You could also argue it's discrete because you could say that you're going down to like the dollar, or you're counting down to the penny. So again, that's a tricky one. It really comes down to how you justify it as to what you're going to say. But again, most of the time, actually probably all the time, you end up actually just rounding the value of the price of a home so that it is more of a discrete answer. But again, you can argue it either way. So thank you, Miranda, for taking the hard one. Okay, let's see. Joshua, you're next. The number of rooms it has.
Discrete, numerical.
Exactly. Numerical, well, it have the word number in it, right? Which helps. But numerical and definitely discrete, because a house is going to have 3 rooms or 4 rooms, but not 3.5 rooms. But then again, I didn't ask about bathrooms, and that might be a whole nother story. Okay, whether, now I can't read the next one, whether or not, I remember, whether or not it has a pool. Destiny, what do you think?
I put categorical.
Absolutely. Can you just explain your reasoning a little bit?
It's like depending on whether the house has a pool or not, compared to other houses.
Exactly. So it's just like a straightforward category, like yes or no. Yes, pool, no pool. Perfect. Madison, what's the next one say?
The number of schools within a 5-mile radius.
Okay. And what did you put for that one?
I put numerical.
Perfect. And then for numerical, which one is it? Discrete or continuous, and why?
Discrete.
Good.
Positive.
And why?
Because it's only up to a 5 mile radius, so it's like discrete on the how far
Okay.
this is.
So like the number of schools within a 5 mile radius, like it could be 5 schools or 6
Yeah.
or 7 schools, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we're not measuring it to a certain level of accuracy. It's not like we have to worry about like half a school.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Dennis, what does the next one say? And then what's your answer?
The distance to the nearest freeway.
Perfect. And what did you put?
I put numerical continuous.
Numerical continuous. Perfect. And what's your explanation?
You would have to get like a specific like amount of distance between like the nearest freeway.
Okay. So if I said, for example, I'm like 5 miles from a freeway, what do you guys think? Am I exactly 5 miles from a freeway?
Yeah, you could be.
I could be, but most likely I could be 5 miles and I don't know, 100 feet, right? Or 5.25 miles. Or again, it depends on how accurate we want to be with that. Okay, and Angelina, the next bullet point says what?
The city it is in.
And what do you think?
I got categorical.
Perfect. Again, I think that one's fairly straightforward, right? The city, you could be in Norwalk, you could be in San Gabriel, you could be in Cerritos, right? It's a category. Okay, and Serena, the last one says the year it
was built.
Okay, and what did you think?
Categorical.
Okay, and why did you put categorical for the year it was built?
Any year. I don't know.
So again, this one's kind of a tricky one because it depends on how you justify it, right? So if you're going to say the year it was built, again, you could possibly look at it as categorical, or you could also think of it as numerical because we're talking about like how many years old it is, right? So what year, like 2006, 2005. So you can kind of compare those numbers and say, well, you know, it's 1 year older or younger than another house. But for sure, if we're going to categorize it as numerical, would we say it's discrete or continuous? Serena, what do you think? If we categorize it as numerical, would we say discrete or continuous? I can't hear you again.
Discrete?
Exactly, discrete, right? We wouldn't say like 2006.25 years. Exactly. So we would definitely say discrete because we go by counting the years. Awesome. Okay, so I think that was my last example that I had prepped for you. So do you have any other questions relating to kind of what I've gone over so far or any of the content you've seen in the module so far? Everything's good? We're doing well? Awesome. Okay, well, let me check on, we're doing perfect on time. So you will now get like a 10-minute break and I'm going to basically pass this Zoom meeting on. I can't remember if I pass it on. Do I pass it on to you, Maddie, or to Ishmael?
I think both of us make us co-hosts.
Just make you both co-hosts? Okay.
I think.
Yeah, well, it's an experiment. Okay, so you guys all get a 10-minute break, and then you're going to go into a Zoom meeting led by Maddie and Ishmael, where you can ask them more questions and so on and so forth. And remember, they can answer questions related to anything related to the course, whether it's Pronto or I don't know, any question. Okay, but in the meantime, I don't know when I'll see you next, but hopefully you all know how to access the schedule. It looks like I will see you next on Thursday, but you'll be together as a group throughout the week. So nice to meet all of you. I look forward to having a great semester, and you can go ahead and take your 10-minute break. Just make sure you're logged back on by 3 o'clock, okay? Or your screen's back up. So I'm going to exit and see if I can pass this over. Doesn't want me to. There we go, stop sharing. So Maddie, I'm gonna make you the host. So that way when I leave, it won't end it, and then you should have it from there. Is there anything else before I sign off? We're good? Awesome. Okay. Thank you guys. I'll see you all later. Have a good rest of your day.
Bye.
Thank you too.
Bye.
Ish, I'm trying to make you co-host, but I really don't know.
I don't know how you can do that.
I guess I just wield all the power. It's fine.
Yeah, you will all the power. It's okay. Is it too loud in the background, or you can hear me fine?
I can hear you fine. Oh, wait, I just made you the full-on host. Oops.
Oh, wait, I think
I'm sorry.
I'm making the host.
You're the full host now.
I don't want to be the full host.
No, you could be. This is your group.
This is our group.
It's okay. They're not my children. They're your children. But
So what
I
are we
don't know. I
gonna
call
do
my group
from?
my children. What?
What are we gonna do from 3 to 3:50?
I just see what questions they have because I just came from an open tutoring Zoom. And we just went through like their schedule and stuff because they were kind of confused on like how to read it and like where to find it and stuff.
Gotcha.
And just kind of went through those questions that she kind of already did in the PowerPoint that we got shared with us on Google Doc.
Okay.
But yeah, just kind of just seeing what questions they have. It's not
Bang
like
back to you.
No.
I don't want to be host. Cause my MacBook. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't want to be host. How do I
I've been
make you
on
co-host?
Zoom since noon. Kill me, Ish.
Okay, I'll be host, but
Okay.
you're gonna have to direct me if I have to share my screen.
Okay.
How's your day going?
You know, been in Zoom since noon. So
That's
like
not
tired.
bad.
Is this your first Zoom of the day?
Yeah, because I had work earlier.
Gotcha.
You go to Cerritos College?
No, I go to UCI.
Dang, UCI, she's smart. God,
Yeah, I'm in
damn.
my master's program there.
Oh my god, masters? Oh damn. What's your master's in what?
Public policy, with a focus in education policy and kind of quantitative research. Did it cut in and out?
I don't know, my internet is unstable. That sounds pretty interesting, to be honest.
I think so.
Civil engineer.
Yeah, your
Oh, my
internet is
internet's
all.
unstable. You're like talking like a robot.
Oh no. That's not how I talk, I promise.
Oh my god. This is no bueno.
Oh, I just saw that you messaged me.
Why does it?
Oh, you're kind of normal now.
Yeah, the internet just took it down. So, you know what that means? You're the host.
We could do this the whole session, just pass it back and forth like a football.
No, oh my, what if my internet takes a dump?
Then it's over.
Then it's over. I'm just gonna tell Angie If my internet takes a dump, Madison said it's over.
It's over.
What made you want to go to UCI?
Not a lot of schools like in Southern California offer my master's program. Plus, so it was either UCI or UCLA. I would rather commute to Irvine than to Westwood.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was my decision.
Where do you do your undergrad at?
I transferred, so I had a very exciting undergraduate experience because I played volleyball. So
Okay.
I was at Cal Poly Pomona my freshman year. Didn't work out. It was a whole snafu. Went to Cypress College for sophomore year, and then transferred to finish my last 2 years to a school in Buffalo.
New York?
New York, yeah.
Oh my God. I thought you were gonna say like somewhere at least on the West Coast, but you went like on the East Coast?
Oh, I was basically in Canada.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, it was Niagara University, a small little tiny Catholic school, lower Division 1 sports. Did the whole thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You have an experience that a lot of people don't
Yes.
see.
And that snow is terrible. Don't do it.
I don't think I can. That's cool though. At least you got your bachelor's already. I'm still trying to get mine. Oh, it sucks.
What year are you?
I am a fourth year, but this will be my 6th year college.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to Syracuse College for like 4.5 years, and I transferred to Long Beach in the fall last semester.
Gotcha.
Yeah, in the fall last year. Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's been a long time. That's how I know Miss Conley, because she was my Calc teacher. Calc 2, Calc 1 and Calc 2 teacher. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know about this program because my dad is Resme, the coordinator, so
Wow.
nepotism is just great.
That's cool though. I mean,
Yeah. I got an in with the big dogs.
yeah,
No, but
that's how
I had
I
some of
got
his
my job.
players.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I had some of his players, and I texted him. I said, "They need to do this, this, and this." He said, "Okay, got it."
Wow.
Those poor players. They don't get it from him on the court, and then from me in the classroom. It's not.
Yeah, that's
escape.
terrible. No escape.
It starts at 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gonna take a break?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Say. What's up, guys? Is everybody here? Sweet.
Yeah. Hello?
So Josh, or can I call you Josh?
Yeah, that works.
For sure. So, Madison, what should we do right now?
Sorry, say it again,
Yes.
Ish. People were talking to me.
Oh, it's okay. What should we do right now? Should we just ask them for like questions they have?
Yeah, do you guys have any questions
Not
from
really.
this lecture about anything
I have
in
more
general?
questions about like the exams and stuff. Are they? I heard Pro Area or something like that. Some app you have to download.
I don't know. Madison, do you know anything about exams?
I don't know for sure. I know that it might be we might be using Proctorio. Everything depends on the professor.
Okay.
I would check the syllabus, but I
Yeah.
can double check that real quick. But I'm having headphone problems. Ish, do you want to check real quick on the syllabus if you have it?
Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up. Give me a sec, guys. That's not it. That's not it. Sec. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Oh wait, give me a sec. Let's see, I'll see my messages. So this is the syllabus, and if you go to exams, there will be exams given on the dates indicated in the class schedule in the last page of the syllabus. The final exam will be comprehensive. I don't see anything about downloading something.
Okay, cool. So they might just be on Canvas.
Yeah, I would just wait till we get closer to the first exam, and then
Okay.
ask your professor just how. I'm sure they'll explain how the test is going to go, and not just throw you
Okay.
to the wolves. Or just if they don't specify, just ask in class.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll should ask her. But yeah, your next exam is next Wednesday. Looks like. Damn, that's so fast. You guys have a quiz tomorrow. Are you guys ready to take a quiz tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got confident. Love to hear that. That's good. Any more questions?
Any
Quiz is
questions
gonna be on
on?
Canvas too.
I have work Thursday at 12 to 4:30. We have a Zoom. So like, what do I do?
I think you can tell Miss Colleen or tell Calisher. I think they won't mind. Yeah.
Alright.
Let me ask.
But all of you guys went through the module 1 before class today?
Yeah.
Perfect. Hooray. Any questions or issues with that? I know there's an issue with like the gradebook grading sections of it and giving you a 0.
Yeah.
Don't stress about it. We're
Okay.
fixing it. As long as you got through like majority of the video, we'll give you full credit for it. But if you didn't reach like a certain spot, then we wouldn't. So if you watch the whole video, you're golden. It just had a gradebook issue. I know a lot of my own personal group were stressing out. I was getting messages all day yesterday. I have a 0. Oh no. But don't worry about it.
Any other questions? Concerns? Is there something due tomorrow that you guys have to do?
The independent studying. Okay, how's that gonna work? Just kind of show up.
Madison, do you know?
Yeah, so you have to be there for 1 whole hour. That's
Yeah.
the required amount. And the time block is from like 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So show up for 1 hour during that time block. I think you're gonna be broken up into breakout rooms with different tutors and mentors because there's gonna be a lot of you because everyone has to go tomorrow for an hour. So whatever hour works best for you. But I do remember Conley saying like try not to go for the last hour, try to come for the first 3 or so hours that are there, just for a better quality independent study experience, I guess. That makes sense.
Okay, so it's kind of just like, is there work for us to do there, or are we just kind of sitting through a lecture?
I don't think it's going to be a lecture. I think it's just going to be answering questions, troubleshooting stuff, giving like practice questions. If you have any concerns about anything,
Okay.
about the material, the modules, Canvas, anything like that.
Sounds good.
Miranda,
Yeah.
Miss Conley said to just email her and email your professor, and she said, I guess she doesn't want to like your job or your work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so try to avoid that next time. And then also she said that you can make up an extra hour in independent study tomorrow.
All right. Because I have to let my work know like two weeks before my schedule. So like I already told him that, but like it's just this week that has a problem. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
So we all know what the observational unit, the variables, types of variables are.
Mm-hmm.
You got it?
Yeah.
You guys were Ish, I'm watching you.
What are you talking about?
We keep passing back and forth the host privileges because I don't want it.
I don't want it either.
It's you. So we all are clear on all of that. You guys were pretty good during class answering those questions.
Yes.
Okay. Ish. These are your oranges.
Yeah, these are my oranges. I honestly don't know what else to ask them or to go over.
Yeah,
You guys have homework?
Other classes, yeah.
What other classes are you guys in?
I'm taking earth science right now. Got 3 more weeks.
Okay.
What are have you guys decided like what your majors are?
Yeah.
I'm always curious. What are they?
I'm in nursing.
Okay,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody
Dennis,
else?
what about you?
Administration
Psychology.
and justice.
Cool. Destiny?
Kinesiology, but I'm thinking of changing it to be a vet.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, that reminds me. Do you guys want to see my puppy?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is Oscar.
That's adorable. Oh
Oh my god, a pug.
He's 3.5
Cute.
months and evil. But he's cute.
Who else has an answer? Angelina, what's your major?
I'm undeclared. Yeah.
Okay, this is your first semester?
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully you find out what you want to do in the future. Madison, what's your major?
I want to be an ultrasound tech. So, yeah.
Dang, that's fancy. That's cool though. That's cool. Let's see who else didn't go. I guess
Serena?
everybody else went. Oh yeah, Serena. Oh.
I'm undeclared, sorry. Excited. Yeah.
This is your first semester in college too? I see. Well, whatever you want to do, hopefully you enjoy it in the future. you don't want to waste a lot of time in college and then you don't enjoy what you do.
Very true.
What else? What else can we talk about, Madison?
I don't know. Just your oranges already have it all down, man.
I know they're pretty good. I wasn't expecting this last summer, man. I had a bunch of knuckleheads.
See, and Joshua was in my open tutoring session this morning, so he's on top of it too.
Thanks.
Only Joshua? What happened to the others? Dang.
We had a great time. Don't worry.
That's good.
Giving out spins left and right.
How do you do that? I don't know how to do spins.
How to like
stack
on Stack
I know
Crunch?
Stack Crunch? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can I share my screen?
Of course you can, host.
No. Just for now. Let me
Just for now.
But I think we should give everyone a spin for being here on the first day. What do you think, Ish?
I think so.
Sweet. I'm sorry.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
I told you he was evil. He's the chupacabra. That's what we call him. Okay. Let me share my screen. Yeah, so Ish, the data set for MVP spins is like under our sim group. You
Okay.
put applets, spinner.
Oh,
I'm going too fast for you.
No, it's all right.
Labels. Labels is MVP points, and then weight is frequency.
Yeah,
Compute. Boom.
for sure.
Okay. Who's going first for their spin? Ish, do you want to keep track of how many points they get? Who's first?
Yeah.
I see Dennis first. So Dennis, you're going to go first. 2 points. Yep.
For Dennis, nice.
And then Serena, 3 points. Madison, 1 point.
Oh,
Joshua, 2 points. Sorry, dog, stop biting me. Angelina, 2 points. Who did I miss? I missed somebody.
Miranda.
Miranda, yeah.
Miranda, 1 point. Who's left? Who didn't get a spin?
Did Destiny get a spin?
Destiny. No.
Destiny.
Yeah, Destiny.
2 points.
2 points.
Did I get everybody?
Yeah, I think so.
Hooray! You got 3
Yeah.
points.
Serena, she got the most.
What do the spins do again?
They're like extra credit points for your tests.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So be active, answer questions correctly, be positive. Or if we're bored, we'll just give spins. Show up on time, be the last one to leave, those sort of things. Just be awesome students. I like to give away spins.
Have you done this before, Madison?
Done what before?
Like, whatever it is, or the sim program? Did you do it like in the fall or the spring? Oh, no?
Nope.
Yeah. It seems like you know so much. I don't even know how to do it.
Hey, my dad's the coordinator. I have like the OG scoop.
Yeah, you do have the OG scoop.
Yeah. But no one else has any questions about the content, anything? Life, anything? College?
When is the quiz?
Quiz is tomorrow.
Like, is there like a specific date or anything? And
I
like
know
not
on
date.
time. I'm pretty sure like once you log into the Zoom, I think. Well, honestly, I don't know, but I know it's tomorrow, and it's depending on Kalish, whatever her name is. How do you say her name?
Calisher?
Kalisher.
You'll
Either
probably
like
just email us about it.
Yeah, just check Canvas and then ask during independent study tomorrow.
Okay.
Or if I did all the stuff in module 1, is there supposed to be like a check mark for each thing?
I think they took that out for some
Okay.
reason,
Okay.
but we could track if you've been through everything or not.
Okay, because I have like one check mark that said like I viewed it, but I did everything.
Yeah, so we could check to see that you went through it all and completed
Okay.
like what you're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Because they changed how because I know like the orientation modules like Mark is done. The
Mhm.
next they didn't do that for module 1, I don't think.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. And then keep an eye out for module 2. They should post it soon, right? Ish, I think.
yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Anything else? I don't know what else to talk about. This is like awkward, kind of.
You guys are just super smart. Just ace your quiz tomorrow.
It's like 4 exams, right?
Yeah. Let me check. Four exams, exam 1, exam. Yeah, there's 3 midterms and 1 final. So yeah, 4 exams.
Okay.
Well, that's it. No one has any questions. You guys can go.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good. Have a great rest of your Monday.
You too.
You too.
Go exercise or something. Go do something athletic.
Get out the house, do something. But just
Ride a bike.
Don't catch COVID though, because COVID is just scary.
Wear your mask, please. Go protest for social justice. Something good.
Yes.
Okay. Bye, friends.
Later, guys.
Thank you.
Tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
I wish I knew something like better to talk about with the students.
Well, it's hard when they don't have questions because like this first lesson is like so basic.
Yeah, it really was
And they-
basic. Like,
Yeah, and they were killing it in the lecture. They're like, we know these answers. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing more we can do. Was there anybody who left and didn't come back for our Zoom session?
Logan for sure.
Well, yeah, Logan entered and I was like, yo, bro, put your name in the chat, turn your video on, and then said nothing and then left. So
what sport does he play?
He is
It's really hard
football.
to manage. Oh my god, these football players, they can be like jerks sometimes.
Yeah. I have one football player and he's really good. He like is really active and like asks a lot of questions, super responsive. It's my dad's basketball players that give me the worst trouble. I'm like, speak to me, please.
Last summer, I think the football players gave us the most difficult time in the world.
Really?
Yeah, the basketball players were cool. The swimmers were cool. Volleyball, softball players, they were cool. But the football players, they're just terrible.
There's just so many of them too.
Yeah.
Do you know what we do after we're done? Because it's recording.
Oh,
what do
we
do?
Recording.
What do we do?
I don't know. Should I ask Angie?
Yeah, it's like we're done with our tutor Zoom. It's recording. What do we do? And don't judge our conversation because we don't know.
Okay.
Are you in independent study tomorrow?
I think so. What time is independent study?
Between like 10 and 2?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, I'm not
But
there, thank goodness.
I won't be there till 11 though.
Okay.
I get off of work at 11.
Gotcha.
But hopefully it's not a big problem with Angie.
There's
What
gonna
do you
be a
do
bunch of
outside
people
of-
there.
Yeah, hopefully. What do you do outside of this? Do you work another place?
Yeah, I work for the City of Lakewood, Community
Okay.
Services Department. I've worked there for like 6 years. It's just like a placeholder job. Everyone in my family has had this job, so it's like one of those. The hours are flexible, not that
That's
hard
good.
to do. Because it's hard because of my master's program, the schedule, they're not really flexible with like their classes for this program. They're like, oh, our classes are from like 9 to 3. We don't offer like nighttime classes, so if you work full time, it sucks for you, figure it out. And they don't
That's
offer online
terrible.
classes either, which is kind of like a moot point now because everything had to be online. So I'm hopefully like next year they like have the option of you could do it online or not. So it's hard for me to get a full-time job when I'm like, oh yeah, I'm available, but I have to miss middle of the day to go to class. Even if I come make up hours before or after office hours, but still it's
That
hard.
sucks.
So.
Do you live in Lakewood?
I live in Long Beach.
Okay.
Yeah. I also coach club volleyball as well.
Which club?
Steel Beach Volleyball Club.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
All my friends, they play for beach cities, I think.
Okay.
I've been
Yeah,
trying
no,
to play
I've heard.
volleyball, but it's just hard. Volleyball is hard.
It is hard. You need a lot of skills. It's not one of those ones you can just pick up out of nowhere. A lot of technique involved.
A lot of technique. Like,
Did Angie respond to you?
yeah, she said, what's next on your schedule? Did you record all you need on your monitoring sheet? And then she said, I want a nap. Yes, we did.
Yeah, we Gucci. What do we do now? Do we like where does the recorded session go? Like that's what I want to know. Like where does it disappear to?
Can I stop recording? I can't stop recording.